Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my humble home here on the windy hills of Livingston, Montana. Okay, I've got a little bit of a news flash for you folks here. Okay, right off the get-go, today's date it's Friday, March 25th of 2022. Now, I would like to please draw your attention to this page I've got stuck in your face right here. It's off of this kbzk.com news outlet over in Bozeman, Montana, which is only 35 miles to the west of where I live here. Now you can read these headlines right here. Update: missing Park County hiker found dead. Okay, got that? Sheriff said death may, but it more than likely may have been a result of Grizzly Bear encounter. I'm going to stop right here. This is the most dangerous time of the year to be out screwing around in these mountains and all this other stuff, because the bears, along about March and April, they come out of hibernation and they are very hungry and they are very aggressive and they don't care. I mean, your chances of getting attacked or whatever have you are pretty great when it comes to grizzly bears, especially in the spring of the year, because of what I just said. Okay, let's read this. Okay, bear with me, folks. I'll get you out of your pain here in a quick hurry. This article is very, very small, but let me scroll down here. Okay. I know you can't read this small font where my cursor's at, but it says posted on 10:05 a.m. March 25th of 2022, and it was last updated at 4:06 p.m. March 25th of 2022. And I've got 5:20 right now p.m. here in Livingston, so this news is very recent. It's very fresh. Okay, let's read this together right here. Update at 2:50 p.m. today. The Park County Sheriff's Office reported Friday afternoon the missing hiker has been found. And of course, possible grizzly bear attack. I'm betting it was too. After an extensive search this morning, we have located Craig. They don't give the last name. I wouldn't give it out anyway. It appears he had an encounter with a grizzly bear and unfortunately did not survive. I'm going to stop here for a second. It's my understanding when he first come missing, they just had him as a missing person, and they weren't able to find him right directly at first, but then it turned into a grizzly bear attack, and this is just it's an ongoing story. Okay, Sheriff Brad Bitchler said on the agency's Facebook page. So for you folks that are on Facebook, you can go read this Park County Sheriff's Department here in Livingston, Montana, or whatever have you. Maybe it's not. The Livingston, Montana's got a Facebook page, but I know the Sheriff's Department does too. So you can get more information there. Like I say, I don't do Facebook or any of that other stuff. The sheriff said crews will continue to work through the afternoon to bring Craig home. The sheriff, in other words, they got the search and rescue out there. I know doggone well they do. And anyway, let me finish reading this. The sheriff's office has not yet released the full name of the victim. The agency said it will provide additional information Friday afternoon. Okay. Now, I wanted to read that for confirmation that I'm not BSing people, because I've gotten flack about this grizzly bear thing. And for you people that don't believe that we got grizzlies and bears in Montana, you're being very naive. Let me put it to you that way. Okay, and I've done a lot of YouTube videos on grizzly bears, what to do, what not to do, blah, 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 blah. Let me get this browser out of your face. Okay, here I am sitting here all by myself. I'm just kidding. Okay, now it's my understanding that this fiasco, this terrible incident happened up on 6 Mile Creek. 6 Mile Creek is not that far from Livingston, Montana. We're talking 35 miles, 30 miles, something like that. It's over just a little bit below Prairie, Montana, and Chico Hot Springs, and all these places I've showed you on my channel. But I'll show you. I'll fire up Google Earth here and see if I can't take you to 6 Mile Creek, which is in Paradise Valley. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, just let me have a second here. Livingston, Montana. Okay, I like to start off, with a home base. I always like to do that because well, I just do. But there's Livingston where I reside, if you will. Let me kind of blow this up a little bit. I didn't mean to drop that pin. I almost dropped it on my house. No, I'm just kidding. But here's Livingston, Montana. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to fly south in Paradise Valley, going towards Yellowstone National Park, to a place called 6 Mile Creek, where all this crap happened. Six. Okay, we'll do it this way. 6 Mile Creek. Here we go. Watch, watch, watch. Right there. There's the road, if you will. But let me let that spin down, because if I don't, it'll get all sketchy on me, this little application here. But okay, it always does that. Okay, there's 6 Mile Creek. Now if you can see that, I've got this blown up here. Okay, now this little arrow right here is facing due north, and we're going due south here, if you will. But that's not really the way 6 Mile Creek works. Let me go. Okay, let me get my bearings here and go back here. Okay, hang on here for just a second so I can get my. Okay. Yeah. 6 Mile Creek, right there in the middle of your screen. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was going the right direction because it's really easy to get goofed up here. Okay, there's 6 Mile Creek right there. So this guy was up in this canyon. You know what I'm saying to you? You see how these woods start increasing and all that? When the peaks start increasing, when the forest starts increasing and like that, there's the habitat for bears. They don't really like to come down into Paradise Valley too much, even though they will from time to time, believe it or not, right down towards the Yellowstone River. But for the most part, they stay up in those mountains. Okay, let me give you a 360-degree tour of this area, a 3D view. Now watch. Yep, all of this country around here in the Absarokas is grizzly bear country. It's just that simple, and you must take, precautions. Okay, here we go. We'll travel up in here. Here's 6 Mile Creek right here. See this big canyon? Well, he was backpacking and screwing around up in there doing something. I shouldn't say screwing around. He was probably trying to have a good time, get some fresh air in the springtime and whatnot have you. Personally, I wouldn't be wandering too far from the hacienda here myself. Not this time of the year. Because I'm well aware of the fact that these bears are out there. They're hungry. They're ravenous and like that. And this is a very dangerous time of the year. But this is somewhere up in here is where this guy got attacked and where he met his maker. It's just that simple. So and I'm not trying to glorify this. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just bringing attention to the fact that these grizzly bears are dangerous animals. I've already put out lots of videos on this stuff, on the do's and don'ts and all that. And I hate to mention the word firearms here because YouTube is so touchy about that, but I don't trust anything to protect me from grizzly bears except for the Glock 20 that I pack on my side. And I know I'm not flashing one at the camera, and I don't got one on me now, but I just simply don't go up in these woods, up in the Absarokas or the Gallant Mountains or anywhere. If I'm hiking around or rock hounding or whatever, taking pictures or doing whatever I'm doing, I always have my Glock 20 on my side. It's that simple. Because with grizzly bears, you just never know. We've got a relatively small population of them around here in south central Montana. They've got a lot more up there by Glacier National Park, but that's a long ways from here. I don't live up at Glacier National Park. So anyway, here you are with this 6 Mile business, 6 Mile Creek. Let me roll this back down. I didn't mean to get too carried away there with all that. Let me just go around this mountain country one more time here as soon as I can get this squared around. Okay, there we go. Let me do you a 360-degree again. 6 Mile Creek, Montana, ladies and gentlemen, up in Paradise Valley. Somebody, I think this Craig guy lost his life yesterday. If I've got my information straight, but that's what this country looks like. And it gets more steep, more wooded the farther up 6 Mile you go. This is one creek in my channel I haven't covered yet, but you know. Okay, spin right around here. We got lots of little creeks and stuff like that flowing out of these Absaroka Mountains, as I have well recorded here on my channel. So yeah. Let's sneak up in here a little bit. You can see how this country is. So this poor site, here's 6 Mile again. This guy was up in here somewhere. So, well, that's about all I've got to say, really, but let me get this out of your face here. You don't need to be looking at that anymore, but let me change this to right here, even though I'll put myself at the top of the sheet or at the top of the desktop here. But just a few things, and I'll let you go. When it comes to grizzly bears, when you're in grizzly bear country, when you're hiking, you want to make a lot of noise. I don't care if you jump up and down, scream and holler, do backflips, blow whistles, wear Tinkerbells on your shoes, play harmonica, do whatever you got to do, but make noise, because grizzly bears do not like to be surprised. If you spook a grizzly bear and it suddenly gets angry, because they are angry animals, they're temperamental animals, they can just wheel around and charge you all of a sudden. So making noise is a good thing. If you're ever confronted by a grizzly bear, whatever you do is don't run, because they can run up to 35 miles an hour over a distance of about 200 yards. You're not going to outrun them, ladies and gentlemen. You're not. Just lay down, get in the fetal position, draw your legs up and put your arms around your legs like that and play dead. That's one of the very best things you can do. And also, you can carry bear spray. I don't have any faith in that bear spray, but maybe you do. I only got faith in my Glock 10 millimeter, because there's been a lot of people that have used bear mace or bear pepper or whatever have you, and it hasn't worked. The bear is charged right through the mist and got to the person that was discharging the pepper spray. So there you are with all that, So there's, these are not fuzzy little creatures that you can make friends with or any of this other stuff. These are dangerous big animals that are strong, and they've got a temper, and they're unpredictable, So, like I say, there's just a few things that you can do to for an example. Here about, I don't know, it was 12, 13 years ago, three high school girls got pinned down on Seuss Creek. Then that's not very far from here. I've had the Seuss Creek on my channel before, and they were able to get out of that mess, because all three of them were native from around here. They knew what to do. They fell down. They played dead. The bear came over, batted them around a little bit, snipped on them, but eventually left. But that bear kept those three girls pinned down for over 2 hours. But they did what they were supposed to, and they made it out of that alive. So that's just an example that, we've got attacks off and on here. It's not real regular, but it's regular enough for me, if that makes any sense. Because like I say, chances are, if you're not prepared and you don't know what to do, you're not going to make it out of a grizzly bear attack. It's just that simple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I've taken up too much of your time. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, if you want to leave me a comment, fine. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that'd be fine too. Thumbs up, thumbs down, give me the finger, hate me, rate me, love me, do a little dance, all that kind of stuff. Okay, adios, my friends. Let me get gone here. Let me shut off this encoder and see if I can get out this way. Okay. Goodbye. Adios.